Hey everybody, welcome back to Amore's makeup room where we learn and grow together. Today's video, I am back with another client tutorial for a cute glam look, everyday glam. I am here with model and sex coach, Miss Belaire. We are going to be doing a full glam tutorial, guys. Face, eyes, lips, and eyebrows. I'm super excited. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and give this video a nice thumbs up. We always want to start out with a nice clean face, so I am going in with my alcohol pads to go ahead and clean off any residue from her face, and in hopes that her face is already washed and clean, guys. This is just an extra backup. Now you guys are going to see me go in with some moisturizer, and I recently decided to start using a brush on my clients when moisturizing, and it is a game changer because the brush really spreads everything out evenly and really helps with that foundation to stick on nice and smooth. Now you guys are going to be seeing me add my setting powder to her eyebrows to make sure that everything is set in place nice and smooth, and it really keeps oil and everything from building up over time. I'm now going in with my spoolie, and I'm just brushing her eyebrows upwards, creating a nice soft eyebrow. And then I'm going in with my eyebrow pomade to go ahead and shape her brows. When I go in to shape her brows, I am using an angle brush, and I'm starting at the bottom and creating that line right up under her eyebrow. It really helped with this eyebrow look because my client came in already groomed. Her eyebrows were already nice and cleaned up and ready to go. This is just so helpful. You guys are seeing me now, and I ended up brushing the top of her eyebrows downwards so that I can go to where the eyebrows actually end to place that top line to bring everything together. When doing eyebrows, I've noticed that I need to get real close and personal with my client and take my time. I used to be really intimidated with doing other people's eyebrows, but I learned that it's better to just go in and take your time versus rushing and getting nervous, because if you're nervous, it really shows in your work. And then make sure that you brush everything together to blend everything out. Right after I do her eyebrows, I want to go in and clean everything up. So I am using a flat brush. I am also using concealer. This is the same shade that I will be using for her highlight. Notice how that concealer just blends right in and just already is making the look come to life. When shaping the eyebrows, you want to just use a small amount. So what I do is I place the concealer onto the palm of my hand, and I just rub off a little bit, and then I place it onto her eyelids with my flat brush, and I just take my time and just clean up that area, filling her eyelids and brushing it around. When I go to the top of her eyebrow, I'm literally just using what's left over on the brush. I'm not digging for a bunch of products. I'm just wanting to make everything nice and clean and blendable. Make sure that you blend everything out until it's really nice and smooth. That way your eyeshadow can go on really nice. I'm using the chocolate palette from Juvia's, and I'm using the two darkest shades from this palette to create that cut crease line. And I'm just going to pack those dark colors on really nice and shape her eyelids. Here is my transition color that I'm going to place right over top of that. Now, I'm not blowing her eyes out too much because Miss Blair did not have a lot of eyelid room. So I'm placing that right on top of that original color and then just blending around it, but not going too far out. That way I'm not like eliminating her eyes. I want to just complement her eyes as much as possible without it looking like she just has too much caked on. So I'm taking my time and just really going into detail here and just making that color look like one. I really love this part where I'm just blending and adding my transition shade to my original shade, because it's just really important to just take your time, guys. That's all I can really say about this, is just take your time. I really love how the look is already coming together, guys. Those two colors are beautiful on Blair. She has very, very good skin. Her skincare routine is amazing. So it always, always helps. Now to create a cut crease, I'm actually going to go ahead and use a flat brush. And this is a different flat brush from the beginning. And I'm using my glue and I'm creating a cut crease with the glue. This saves time and a lot of energy, guys, to just go ahead straight into the glue because we didn't really need to add any concealer to cut that crease, guys. This is just a shortcut that I recommend. Now you guys are seeing me press that glitter onto her eyelids, guys. I'm taking my time. I'm tapping out any excess glitter into the glitter top and just pushing everything in. I'm not rubbing, I'm pushing everything in and making sure that I'm having full coverage with this glitter. The glitter is what's really making this look, I feel like. It's just so beautiful. And this is, I want to say this is like a NYX glitter. This is not from my cosmetic line. I did not have this color yet, so I definitely had to use what was already in my cabinet for this look, but that is okay because it's so cute. Now you guys are going to see me go in with my liner. This is my NYX liner. I love these liners. I am creating a half liner. What I mean by half liner is I'm not taking it all around the eyes. I'm just creating that outer line. So I went in with the black first and I started from the top and I worked my way down because I just felt like it helps with the look for me. Sometimes people, you'll see them going from the tip of the eyelid and they work their way up for their liner. I've recently found out that that does not work for me all the time. So that is what I did. And then I'm going in, now I'm actually going upward with the white liner. I feel like adding eyeliner to my looks really just gives it some type of definition. It makes the eyes pop more. It gives it so much personality and I just love it. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'm going to draw my line going down and then draw the other one. Now you guys are going to see me use my eyelash glue. This is eyelash adhesive. This one dries clear. I told you guys in my last video that I was going to start using clear because the black, sometimes it does show if you don't place your crystals directly over top of it. And I'm very happy that I decided to use clear this time. It was not as hard as I thought. Like I figured just not being able to see the clear was going to be an issue, but it really wasn't an issue. So I started to go ahead and put my rhinestones on. I placed two bigger rhinestones on her eyelids just to give it an extra pop. And then the rest of them are just really tiny ones. I didn't want to do too many large ones on her eyes because again, she does have small eyelids. I just didn't want to drown out her eyes. I wanted to complement her eyes. So I used some small ones as well as some big ones. And you guys are just seeing me. I'm just placing everything in its spot and just taking my time. Everything is drying, so I decided now it is time to prime her face. I'm using the e.l.f. primer. I really love this primer. It smells amazing. And I'm going in with that same brush that I used for the not the foundation, for the moisturizer. And I'm just rubbing everything in. Again, I feel like using a brush gives me full coverage compared to my hands because sometimes I feel like my hands take a lot of that moisture away. So using a brush really just gives it full coverage. So that is what you guys see me do here. I'm going to go in with a Juvia's foundation. I place that on my hand as well. And then I like to spray her face down with some finishing spray. Now I'm using my foundation brush and I'm placing her foundation all around her face. As I start to blend, you guys will realize that this color is a beautiful match to her skin and it's already going on nice and smooth. If you're struggling with having smooth foundation, I want to say that it's probably because of your skin prep. You have to clean and moisturize your skin very well. Give that time to set before placing your primer and your finishing spray, and then add your foundation. This is going to help a lot and go a very, very long way. It's not only going to help your makeup last all day, but it's going to give you a very natural, smooth, skin-like finish. And then I'm going to go in with some more spray, and then I'm going to pat that down some more. Take your time to blend out your foundation, guys. It is super, super important that that foundation is blended very well and even all over the skin. Spray your powder puff, your powder sponge, whatever you guys want to call it, and then go around and pat everything to make it nice and even. Do not skip this part. This part is what's really going to smooth out any streaks from that brush and really, really make that foundation look flawless. Now you guys are seeing me use that same concealer, and I am placing that in all of her highlighted areas and cleaning up any lines that I felt like needed to be cleaned. I'm using a flat brush, which is the same flat brush from earlier. And I'm just placing everything in all of my highlighted areas, my T-zones, right on her forehead, down the bridge of her nose. And I did not forget to do the chin. For this look, I wanted it to be as natural as possible. I really don't like my clients to leave out feeling like they don't look like themselves. I've said that before. I really love their looks to look very natural. And right here, you guys see me just touching up some little spots that I felt like needed to be touched up around the eyebrows. I did spray her face down and we let it sit for just a little bit. Now, you guys are going to see me go in with that eyeliner glue. I'm going ahead and applying it to her eyelash so that I can put her lashes on. And this gives that concealer time to just sit in place. Give me time to just do something different instead of just pretty much just wasting time. So I immediately jump straight into her eyelashes so that I can finish out her eyes, guys. I'm letting it sit for just a minute. While it's setting, I'm actually placing the same glue onto her eyelashes that I will be using for this look. I did have to shape her lashes a couple times because, like I said before, her lids are a lot smaller. So you do want to make sure that you measure your eyelashes that you're putting on to make sure that it fits appropriately. You notice that this eye here, it didn't fit right off the back. So I literally took it off. I think you guys are going to see me. Yep, I took it off and I had to cut a little bit off and then go back into place and put it there. So it's okay if you guys notice something, just go ahead and fix it right away. Don't try to wiggle it in and make it work. I had my client look up so that I can go ahead and start blending out that concealer, and immediately it started to blend right into her skin, which is what you want. Her face is one shade. It doesn't look like she has multiple shades all over the place. Everything is nicely blended, guys. And then I didn't over conceal. Like, there is times where I have over conceal and I'm like, okay, I did way too much. So do some light concealer, guys. Fix your imperfections as you go and do not panic. She had an eyelash that was just sitting here under her eye and I was like so determined to get it off, and I finally got it off. And then I continued to just blend around all of her highlighted areas, taking my time, getting everything blended with my brush, and just making her look flawless. Notice that I didn't place it right above her lip. I wanted this look to look as natural as possible, and this is a client-to-client basis. Like, you really have to pay attention to your client and see what do you think is going to work for them, because every client is going to require something different. I went in with a fluffier brush, and this just gave me the opportunity to just really blend out any harsh lines, and it's so helpful to do this. Now you guys are going to see me using my bronzer from Juvia's Place, guys. Usually I like to go in with a cream bronzer before placing my Juvia's bronzer, but I noticed that my client did not need this because I felt like her face was already contoured. And what I mean by that is the structure of her face was already in place and naturally contoured, which means that Once I placed this bronzer, it was just going to enhance those areas. So she did not need to have that extra step. The bronzer just really highlights the face. It warms the face. It brings the look together, guys. And I'm using a nice fluffy brush to do that. I went over her cheekbones, right up under her chin, and around her forehead. And you guys are going to see me do that on the opposite side. Notice how it's coming together without overdoing the look. And it just leaves for a natural, flawless finish, guys. This look is already coming together. All right, so now I am doing the same thing. I'm bronzing her nose, adding a little bit of shape to her nose. I did not over contour her nose. I wanted her face to look like her. I didn't want her to look too plastic. One thing about being a makeup artist is so difficult. Everybody's face are different. You have to do something different to almost all of your clients. But the more that you do it, the easier it becomes, and the approaches are so much easier. Now you guys are going to see me using my finishing powder as well as this is actually like a nice firm foundation brush. And I'm using that. I start off around right up under that cheekbone, and then I go over all the other spots. So this finishing powder I actually put all over the face. So you guys see me just placing that everywhere. I'm just patting it on. I'm not using too much. And I'm just taking my time to really make sure that that finished look is flawless. And this is going to give her a matte finish. Now you guys see me finally going into my setting powder. And you guys usually see me use that before I put that finishing powder on. But to make this look continue to look very natural, I decided to do that first. And guys, it definitely came through. So I'm putting the not the finishing powder, my setting powder in all of her highlighted areas. Any place that had that concealer, I'm rubbing it there. Also rubbed a little bit on the eyebrows just in case she sweats throughout the day. And I placed a good amount on her chin, as you can see, because I just personally felt like she probably gets really oily there. Just from what I've seen from having her hair in my chair for a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that that was there and set in stone very well. Now I'm going to spray everything down. This is going to give everything a nice finish and keep everything nice and smooth. Now let's go into the lips. I'm outlining her lips using Juvia's Place lip liner. I don't remember the name of this lip liner, like the color shade, but this is very, very beautiful. She does have small lips, so I tried to outline her lips as good as possible to make her lips look as full as I could get them. Now, sometimes that can be tricky, but I did my best. I'm going to go in with Juvia's. This is a red lip gloss, and it is very pigmented and it shows up very well, but we're not going to leave it red. I'm going to show you here in a second what I do. So I'm using a brush and I'm just placing it. For your clients that have smaller lips that are tight, ask them to kind of open their mouth a little bit. That way you can place that color right where you need it to be. And then you can have your clients kind of like smack their lips together, clean up any places, you know, that you need to. So she's smacking her lips together, and now I'm going to go in with my setting powder. And this is going to mattify those lips and make it look very natural. I find that this is my favorite part now when doing lips, is adding that setting powder to really finish off all of my looks. And it just makes me so happy when I do this. Look how natural her lips are. Like, girl, get it. Now we're going to just go ahead and add her some mascara. I love adding mascara because when I get to this part, I know I am about to be done, y'all. And I just be like, okay, whew, Jesus. Thank God. I've gotten a lot faster with doing my clients. This look actually took me about 30 minutes, if that. And I was so excited when I realized, like, oh my God, I made really good time. And her appointment was set for 10 o'clock and we got a late start, but she was still out the door by 11, baby. So I'm spraying her down. And this is the final look, guys. yes, it came through. It is so beautiful, guys. Like, I cannot believe how amazing my work has become over time, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and meet me in the comments, guys. Bye.